Well, we got batteries back in the microphone. We talked too much yesterday. All right, Apex Drift out on track. We're going to talk to one of the head officials over there about what's going on here. But folks, really what is going on, we've got 2 rounds right now. They go in an elimination bracket, Brent. We got 2 cars. They line up, one on the outside, one on the inside. One's a chase, one's the leader. The guy in the back has to emulate the guy in the front. I think that's called warming up the tires.
Warming up a little bit here.
The guy in the back chases the guy in the front. He tries to emulate the guy in the front, and he gets scored points on that. And then once that's done, they'll line up, and the chaser then becomes the chasee, and they'll do that again. Anthony Barnes here from Apex Drift. He's brought out a few guys. We've got 2 rounds here to do in this time slot. We got a few more a little later. But Anthony, who you got over there?
We got Mr. Drew Glacier coming out of Utah, as well as Tony Chowdara. Actually, it's Tony's first time out here.
Tony's in lane what? Which car?
Tony's going to be in the gray car. Drew's going to be up in the black and white one.
So as soon as we give them the go-ahead, folks, they're just going to land on it, and I don't know how to score one, but they make smoke, make noise. Anthony's going to tell us who won when it's all said and done.
Yeah, basically what they're going to try to do is come in here. They're going to initiate right about the official tower, I guess. You come all the way around the wall, through the infield, trying to fill all the outer zones as much as they can. Come around over here, then we got a nice hairpin finish with an exciting wall ride ending.
All right, well, let's see what happens. Send us our first round.
Are you hungry? Anybody thirsty? Anybody hungry?
To go try and earn points, and then whoever has the most points wins?
Correct, yeah.
All right. There we go. So Tony's on the outside.
Tony's on the outside. Great car in the front. Tony's going to have to come up with some big stuff to make up. Try not getting the edge.
Inside your wheelhouse, is that crazy or what?
That's nuts, but I think I want one.
Maybe you should go for a ride first. All right, so now these guys are going to go back to the pits and 2 more are going to come out?
Yeah, what we got right now is it's going up to the judging just in case there's any kind of deliberation. We're going to send 2 more. They're going to send 2 more out here in a second.
Okay, so they have to wait for the final results, even though we all know it.
I feel like what do you guys think? Does the crowd know who won that?
How many of y'all think that gray car won that round? Who thinks the black and white one won that round? Well,
seems pretty unanimous, Danny. Why don't we get these guys out of here?
Yeah, well, it's official. This is a speed comp or a speedway comp. I'm not sure the name, but this is a physical outing for these guys. They're taking points. They run a season, so this is really, I guess, an official competition for these guys. Yes.
Yeah, and even though this is an amateur event, we are doing amateur stuff. This is definitely high intensity for these guys. This is them kind of going to the next level.
All right. Well, I think the officials are telling these guys the deliberations are over. On to the next round. There they go. Hang on.
Just doing a nice little.
Well, in short track racing, guys. In short track racing, when that happens, that means somebody's pissed.
We did notify them that if they were going to fight, they had to do it out in the middle.
All right, who's driving that beige silvery car?
So right there in front. That's going to be Tyler Cummings there in the front, the G35. LS swapped. And his Andrew Hiroka. And then teal and black 350Z.
All right. So Hiroka will follow first? Or you don't know yet?
We don't know yet. They're kind of figuring it out. What I do know is I'm hoping for some exciting driving like what we just saw.
This is one of the preliminary rounds. We do have a semifinal and a final coming up.
Correct, yeah, this is going to be, these guys are going to go battle it out for first through third after this.
And then at the end of the night, we invite for the first round. Those were, I don't think it stood out as who's better than the other. If I had to go on memory, I'd say the one with the green wheel probably had a little bit of an edge, but I'm not an official drifting score master.
And that's kind of where the points come down. The points come down to when both of the cars are filling the zones on their lead runs, but both of their follows were kind of lacking with proximity. We really wanted to see those guys get a little bit closer together. So what's going to happen is the judges are going to basically probably go right off of their lead runs with how high they were on the wall, filling all the different zones, clipping points and whatnot.
So the reason that they chill out there for a minute is because if there's some kind of weird thing, they could call for a rerun if they have something inconclusive.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why they sit there, because if they decide here in the next 30 seconds what's going on, they'll just go to the pits. Otherwise, they're primed and ready for a rerun.
It looks like they're checking tires. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we send them again?
It is officially, I heard it on the radio over here, it's a tie and they need one more run.
I think that's a great idea.
All right, one more run from these guys. So what happens? They flip a coin, who leads?
Yeah, they're just going to go down there. Usually it's a gentleman's deal.
What do you guys think that green one's going to win? What about the one with the funny wheels on front? It's just yellow. They're funny. Yeah. All right. looks like they're getting okay. Here we go.
He's getting lined up. Let's set him again for another one more time.
Sorting that stuff out, ladies and gentlemen. How about giving the Apex Drift guys a round of applause for that short round? They'll be back out here shortly. We've got a little bit more of a regularly scheduled program to go. I think they got. Oh, are you getting?
Yeah, they got one more. They got one more run.
Oh, they had to do it all over again. Somebody's going to win. They're going to have to come out again. They're going to need to go put some tires on. All right. Well, there we are. See, I was a little premature, but Anthony, thank you. And we'll see you guys out here on the next round of Apex Drifting here at Meridian Speedway. Brent, that's pretty wild.
I love it. I love it. That's kind of how I drive on the way to work in the morning.
Yeah, I don't think that's how you drive.
That's not how I drive. I'm old. I'm slow. Let them hear you, Meridian Speedway. West Side makes noise over there tonight.
Since this round is officially the third place finisher of this drift comp.
Yes, sir. That's correct. So we've got Tony. A little deliberation down there. Tony's going to be in the gray car. Like Adam said, this is our battle for third. Tyler is going to be in the silver money wheel.
Tony and Tyler.
Tony and Tyler.
Tony inside, Tyler outside, or other way around?
Sounds like Tony's going to lead first.
Well, I'm a sucker. I gotta know who's on the outside. All right, Tony leading first. Or they DQ'd?
Well, technically that wasn't called it. That was not a drift. That was a avoid the wall.
Yeah, no, I know. But he passed it.
I guess that's a circle track.
I'm gonna use circle track lingo.
He's on the outside. He's on the inside. He's winning.
The one thing about a drift competition, Brent, you can never be three wide.
Always two pits. Unless you stick around for the big drift off after this.
Wow, he knocked the cone over. Look, it's one of the Duke boys getting the cone. Brady with Williams, everybody, our resident Duke child. He can't hear you, he's got a headset on. All right, so what do we got? We're deliberating here?
It seems like there might be a tiny bit of a deliberation there. We were having communication with the radios earlier, that they got it figured out now.
Well, I know when they stand in the middle and stare at the driver, something's going on. Again, in short track racing, it's either somebody's mad at somebody or they don't like where they got lined up.
And they're just waiting to get their way.
Switch again. All right, so who do you think won that round? I know you're not listening to the officials, but if you had to guess.
Yeah, well, it's hard to say because it really takes a lead in a fall.
You're just saying it's hard to say because they're your friends.
Well, I just don't really know. That's why we have the judges up there. I don't have to do it. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's Tony on the outside. Looked like he had that wall hung down, but I don't know how much it was.
That mid-shift on those first ones really comes there.
Look pretty strong.
The best part about this is the driving gets better as we go on, and that was some of the best driving we've seen all day.
Well, there were a couple of rounds earlier this afternoon. A lot of the preliminaries happened during practice and whatnot, so we're just seeing semifinals and finals now.
Yep, we whittled it down from 16 drivers.
Is it Yakamoto? Who's in the green car?
Andrew Urivoka.
Urivoka, that was close.
Yeah, it's close enough.
I mean, it was started with a Y.
This is our exciting battle for first and second.
So the winner of these two rounds is your winner of the competition, and the loser of this round is actually just the bridesmaid.
Yep, just the bridesmaid. Is that a circle track term?
No, I don't know. It can be.
I've always been the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Oh, man.
All right. Some speed.
He definitely showed up to win. It's going to come down to this. Andrew's really going to have to pull some stuff out of his back pocket.
He just has to stay on the tail of that guy, right?
That's just Andrew's going to fill those up. saw it.
We get those guys to, when they make sure that they're done there, we'll get those guys to bring them over here to the front chute. We'll talk real quick with our top 3 in Speedway Drift Comp. And then the only thing that's left is they bring out the rest of the cars from the pits later tonight. They're going to have a freestyle. Anthony says that's the time you can see 3 white drifting. So we'll see if that happens.
Right. Why stop at 3? Why don't we get 7 or 8 out there at the same exact time?
But ladies and gentlemen, I haven't heard the official word, but let's see what Meridian Speedway thinks here. Those of you guys that feel like the green car took that last round, let's hear it. If you think the black and white car took that last round, let's hear it. All right, here comes Tyler. We definitely know he got 3rd place. He might try.
Give a huge round of applause as he rolls around 3rd place.
So we're still waiting for confirmation. Meridian Speedway has already spoken, but you know how officials are. But let's talk about this. Most of the cars that come out and compete, Andrew, are most of them LS swapped rear-wheel drive cars, or is there another engine combination that these guys will use to put the horsepower to some of these different makes and models?
Actually, all 3 of these are very, very popular platforms. Inline 6 BMW, you've got the V6 of the Nissan, and LS is always a good choice in my opinion. They love it too when you stuff a carburetor right on top as well.
It's Tyler, right? Tyler, 3rd place tonight. You guys had a lot of rounds earlier. Tell us what it's like to come do a little drifting in front of a big crowd of people like this.
So it's not often that I get an opportunity like this to perform in front of thousands of people, and I'm super happy to see everybody out there in the stands supporting local tracks and everything like that. It's nice to keep stuff like this alive. But yeah, it's probably the most fun I think you can have in a car. So
You can say it. It's your best 3rd place ever.
best 3rd place probably. Yeah.
All right, where are we going? You got him?
Okay, yeah, we're over here. We're talking with Andrew. We got Andrew, we got crew.
Have we heard word?
Yeah, we have. It's in. And 2nd place in our drift competition series here at the Speedway goes to Andrew Yerboka. Which can only mean one thing, the crew is 1st place.
Andrew, Drew, thank you guys. Put on a great show. Hell of a driving experience for all of us. Go back there, put some more tires on, put a little gas in this thing, come do some freestyle for us. Congratulations, and we'll see you soon. All right, Thunder Dogs out the gate.
Here they come.
Yeah, I gotta go grab my radio. They're gonna turn them loose for a bit, and then we'll get the funny rules out.
All right. Well, Chrissy, our friends at Firehouse Pub and Grill, going Thunder Dog. Main event racing tonight.
Firehouse Pub and Grill Thunder Dogs are ready to take over the quarter-mile. And you can head on down to the Firehouse Pub and Grill on Franklin and Linder and Meridian. It's a party by the pond. Great beer selection.
All right.
Yeah, give it up for Ryan Day.